All right, good evening. Quick movie or quick video regarding inflammation. So let's talk about this real quick. Inflammation occurring in your body is two forms. There's chronic inflammation, very detrimental. Then there's the inflammation you get that comes on, and then within either a few hours or a few days is gone. So if let's say you break your arm, you get inflammation around that area. Inflammation's the normal intent of inflammation is to help promote healing, right? So, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a natural defense against damaged cells, viruses, bacterial infections, things like that. So it's basically used by your body to help remove harmful foreign invaders, basically, and to heal itself. But what ends up happening is we either ingest things that cause inflammation with our highly processed diets that are filled with gunk. GMOs cause inflammation often because they're basically foreign invaders of the body. Your body doesn't recognize those organisms. Also, you have a lot of things like if you have any allergies that have accumulated or built up or that you were born with, those allergies, even if you don't know you have them, cause inflammation. So the reason inflammation is a very scary thing that should be treated more seriously, pardon me, is because it is basically at the root of the vast majority of chronic illnesses, diseases. And, so it could be brought on by many things. Most of the time it is diet related, or you could have viral infections, you could have bacterial infections. And if you're not, eating a proper diet and taking in, really good supplements that help support your immune system, along with that, you could toss in really good chiropractic care because improper spinal alignment can cause inflammation, and over a long period of time, that can really affect the viability of your organs and how well they function. And if you figure if you've got an organ that's functioning at 65-70% over a course of a decade or 2 decades, that can really do a wear and tear on your body, especially if that's one of the organs that's designed to remove toxins from your body. So it's really important you address inflammation. You have a lot of side effects of inflammation, a lot of those that we talked about with Lyme disease, because basically Lyme disease is like this constant overbearing inflammation on you that causes a lot of those side effects. And so, you're going to get your brain fog, you're going to get your fatigue, depression, lack of motivation, chronic pain in different areas that you shouldn't have it in. The list goes on and on and on as far as side effects of inflammation. Inflammation can bring on allergies you didn't have before, food sensitivities you didn't have before. So I'll take a second, go over a few foods that promote inflammation. Corn and soybean oils. I say corn and soybean, period. Especially since they're the most genetically modified crops in the United States. I got like a smudge on my phone. It's really driving me flipping bonkers. Maybe that's on my camera. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just getting sidetracked. My ADD, sign of inflammation, right? Pasteurized dairy products. Interesting they said pasteurized, right? Because everyone says drink pasteurized dairy products for your safety. Well, I've talked about this in other videos. Pasteurized products do not contain the natural bacteria and enzymes that come out of the cow that allow you to digest that in an efficient way, digest the dairy in an efficient way. Raw milk is not dangerous. Just know your source. You shouldn't get raw milk that's shipped from 1,000 miles away. Go to a guy you trust or a market you trust. Get the raw milk, and if you're a milk drinker or a dairy consumer, always try to go raw milk. Once those enzymes and bacteria are pasteurized out of the dairy product, extraordinarily hard for your body to digest it and causes inflammation. Refined carbohydrates, conventional meat. So conventional meat, again, that's part of the large poultry, large beef, large pork confinement dairies is the profile of the meat you're consuming is not the profile that it's supposed to have. It's greatly distorted in a negative direction. So again, it becomes something that's not as recognizable as it should be, and thus your body has a hard time digesting it, and you're also consuming God knows what in many of those products. Sugars and trans fats. Sugars, refined sugars. A lot of people try saying, especially when I used to work out a lot, back before I had kids and a wife, right? And I had all that time. They would have these bodybuilding magazines like your body recognizes the sugar from an apple the same way it recognizes the sugar from a Snickers bar or whatever, and you'd have all these stupid little article, cited journals. But it's nonsense, total nonsense. Snickers bars do not grow on trees. The sugar in a Snickers bar does not come from a fruit in the sense that it's not the natural form of a sugar that has some complexity to it, that has biological markers that are recognized by your digestive system. So no, your body does not treat sugar in an apple the same way it treats sugar in a Snickers bar or sugars in a milkshake or whatever. So that's complete nonsense. And obviously trans fats, don't be an idiot, don't consume trans fats. That's a duh. We could hit the positive side, right? Let's see here. What are some? We got some anti-inflammatory. I got some anti-inflammatory ones here. Top 15, I think that's what I have. Top 15 anti-inflammatory foods. Let's do it. Green leafy vegetables. Bok choy. I know, doesn't taste great. Blend it up in something. Some people like it. I don't. Celery. Easy to juice celery. You can juice celery all day long. It gives you a decent amount of juice because it's got a lot of water in it, right? Beets, another one. If you don't like them, juice them. Broccoli, love broccoli. Who doesn't like some broccoli? Cook that thing up, blanch it, whatever. Blueberries on the fruit side, pineapples on the fruit side. Again, with all this, know your source, right? Your crappy green leafy vegetables that come from a pesticide and herbicide-filled field, not the same as somebody who's growing it at your local farmer's market or, good local non-GMO organic product. So again, that goes without saying. Even though, don't generalize these too much. You should still know your source as best you can or get quality. So we got blueberries, pineapple, salmon, bone broth, walnuts, coconut oil. Love coconut oil. Chia seeds, flaxseed, turmeric, and ginger. Turmeric and ginger are two more you can juice all day. They're really rough to get down if you don't juice, so I always suggest you juice them, right? So try to move in the right direction with those. Introduce some of those in your body and get rid of some of those other ones. Make small, obtainable goals. Don't try to sit there and, bat 1,000 right off the bat, right? I mean, this stuff takes time. You got to learn how your body responds when you remove things, introduce new things, document how you feel, do it over a long period of time rather than a short period of time, expecting like, well, that didn't work yesterday. Things take time with your body. Your body has to adapt. Your body has to change. Your body has to get rid of the bad stuff that's in its system. A lot of times, inflammatory foods won't even affect you until 2 or 3 days later. Sometimes it's immediate, especially if you've got an allergy to it. But yeah, sometimes it takes time. So you got to spin it the same way when you're trying to improve your body. Do these incremental changes, stick to them for like 2-week periods, blocks, and document how you feel. Give yourself time. Be realistic, right? So I think, and other than those top 15 foods that I just think they're loaded with other awesome stuff. They got amazing things, natural, real whole food, natural sources of vitamin K, vitamin A, magnesium, potassium, vitamin C. They've got all different kinds of amazing things that you need to include in your diet. And that's the kind of stuff you get when you're not dealing with highly processed products, boxed crap and frozen foods and, frozen, cuisine foods or whatever. I'm not talking about, you can still get frozen asparagus or something. So yeah, that's it for today. Short little 10-minute video, a little bit about some basic stuff with inflammation. Try to address it. Everybody's got some. unless you're somebody who's really been fighting this battle for a long time and really pinpoint and spend a lot of time. This takes time. It's not an overnight change. Do some research, do some studying. I'll post a link in this video to a couple good sites. All right, thanks guys.